Sonic Superstars comes out right now, so I decided it'd be a great time to give my early impressions on the game before making a full review. At the time of writing this, I've only played through the first 2 zones of the game, but I already have a lot to cover, so hold on tight because I've got some juicy opinions I need to share. Let's just get this one out of the way since it's probably a make or break for many people. The game's physics and gameplay. I personally was super worried that they would just feel off, that they wouldn't accurately replicate the feel of the classic games, and I'm sure many other people had the same exact concerns too. But I'm happy to say that they fucking did it, y'all. They actually pulled it off. This game just feels so good to play. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy all feel phenomenal, and it makes me so happy that we didn't end up with another one of these. All characters keep the same movesets that they had in Mania, and for the most part Origins too, although Amy now has a double jump, which is actually pretty cool. It makes her feel a lot less like a Sonic clone, and lets her stand out more on her own. I am a bit upset that they didn't carry on the tradition of giving Sonic a new move in each game, i.e. the Spin Dash in Sonic 2, the Insta Shield in Sonic 3, the Drop Dash in Sonic Mania, the latter of which they just kept, but it's sort of made up for in the new Chaos Emerald abilities. I've only had the chance to use 2 of them so far, but they're pretty interesting, I guess. They're actually pretty useful in some cases, but honestly, there's no major incentive to use them, and I usually just end up forgetting I have them. Maybe later in the game there'll be more of an incentive, but for now, still cool to have them. Along with the physics, the level design in Superstars needed to be top notch. Well, did they do it? Yes, I think so. From the 4 acts I've played, the level design is pretty fucking good, with a few exceptions. I'll get this out of the way. Both acts of Bridge Island Zone are fucking phenomenal. I legit spent an hour just exploring these 2 levels. They are seriously that good. Speed Jungle by itself is pretty good too, but some of the gimmicks sort of ruin it for me. Act 2 specifically had these weird caves filled with screen darkening fog, which can get really annoying if I'm gonna be honest. Whenever this was in effect, I was not having fun. Now, that being said, the stage design itself was still pretty good. So, how do I think the rest of the zones will be? Well, as long as any gimmicks don't dampen them, they're probably going to be pretty good. I can see this being one of the best 2D Sonic games in terms of level design, but I can also see it potentially fumbling the bag later into the game. Since we're on the topic, I can talk about the special stages here too. They are fun. I really like the swinging mechanic, and some of them can be genuinely challenging at times. They're especially fun in multiplayer where you have to coordinate with your friends about where to go. Overall, the special stages are really good so far. I can't wait to play more. Oh yeah, Sonic 1. These are fine. I don't know what else you want me to say about them. Multiplayer! One of Superstar's main selling points. Being able to play with your friends. If you have any. On Parsec. Why the fuck is there no online campaign? It's been a long time coming for this feature, and I'm happy to say, it's chaotic. Me and the gang played it, and holy fuck, I had no idea what was going on half the time. But it was cool. 2-player is definitely the way to go if you want to casually play with a friend or like your girlfriend or something like me. Yeah. It just feels a lot more manageable. You're not constantly being sent off screen and it's a lot more chill of a time. Overall, really cool feature. Alright, I'm gonna get a little bit controversial with this take. The visual design of this game is great, but something feels off. Don't get me wrong, the worlds look amazing. They feel like they're ripped straight out of the classics and put into 3D. However, I think the lighting is a little bit weird in some cases. Like, some parts of the levels sort of glow when they're probably not supposed to. This is something I've noticed since the game's announcement trailer too, so I don't think it's an issue with my totally legit Switch copy of the game that I got early. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Besides that, the game looks pretty good so far. Especially concerning the animations. They fucking cooked, boys. The characters are super expressive and their movements feel, for the most part, so smooth. They just feel so alive. It's such a nice change of pace from the soullessness that classic Sonic embodied in Forces. Now, I say for the most part because some things could be a little bit better. Knuckles doesn't have a glide startup animation, he just instantly snaps into it. This worked in the originals because of the sprite-based characters, but here it just looks weird. But okay, pretty much everything else just looks so damn good. They fucking cooked. I'm not God. And now, the music. Hey, that's actually pretty good. What the fuck happened? Superstars OST is definitely a mixed bag. On one hand, we've got the GOAT T-Lobes doing God's work and making banger Sonic music as usual, and on the other hand, we've got this Sonic 4-ass music. Now, being completely fair, none of it sounds outright terrible so far, but there's definitely a pretty jarring change that occurs when listening to Bridge Island Act 2 to suddenly hearing the fucking boss music. This does make me a bit concerned for the rest of the OST. Like, will T have cooked a delicious meal, or will Jun Sonoe have sprinkled his unhealthy synths into the pot? Only time will tell, I suppose. And that's pretty much everything I've got so far. From what I've played, Superstars is shaping up to be a really fun game, with a few minor and major flaws here and there. As of now, I think at least trying it out is definitely worth your time, if you're at all interested. In fact, I should be trying out the rest of the game right now. The game's out, everyone. What the fuck are you watching this video for? Go play it, and go subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and watch more of my videos. Preferably after you play Superstars, but you know, I'm not your mom, I can't stop you. Or maybe I am.